Welcome to Triple D Hot Takes and the final show for the college football. And we're going to have a little recap and some helmet stickers and give you a little bit of news that's out there and talk about our records and then our final thoughts for the season. So, bringing on board Kyle Dietert, Garrett Dietert, and myself, Hank Dietert. Glad y'all could join us. Guys, how y'all doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing great.
You're doing great. You sound like it, huh?
Yeah, it's a beautiful day here.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's kind of one of those things where we're all kind of like, oh, it's sad now. We're at the end of the season. It's over for now. But man, this is when the work starts going for all the coaches and everything else that they have to put a lot of hard work into it. Yeah. So, yeah.
Off season time.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's time to get things moving. How about that? And speaking of moving, Kyle, what are we looking at here for our first segment?
Oh yeah, our first segment. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the national championship recap and everything and how that went. Basically, the scores, and it was just an exciting game. Really, I thought it was gonna. I thought Indiana was gonna eventually. I thought they were gonna run away with it, but it didn't happen. I feel like Miami definitely choked at the end. They had. I feel like Carson Beck had him, but not where he threw it at. That pocket was like there for a second, but the player wasn't paying attention really. I think if you would have threw it farther away from the defense in the back of the end zone, I think he could have had him if he took that chance. I think as long as he kept it away from the defense, really, I think they would have definitely had a touchdown, or either he could have threw it out of the back of the end zone where it was uncatchable. That's my take on that. Miami had it in the bag. I felt like they were definitely moving down this field, about to make definitely a huge win and definitely a big play for them. But Indiana held off. Their defense was outstanding this game. They did a phenomenal job. They made Miami couldn't do much. Miami's defense was really carrying them in this game. But Miami did phenomenal too. Their defense is some dogs.
Well,
we've talked about that all season. But
I know we don't have the stats up here, but I know that at the end of the game, looking at the stats, that Miami had more total yards than Indiana did, and so Miami really picked it up in the second half, as we saw, and Indiana, they took some punches, but still came away with the win. Indiana.
Well, yeah, it definitely helps out when you didn't have to get much yards on that block kick to get a touchdown. Basically, that block punt. It really saved their offense from a killer for that. Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think this game came down to a lot of, I was very impressed with Miami's defense. I think Miami's defense played really well. Offensively, they struggled early in the game, kind of like I thought it would. Very defensive game to start the game, and then they started scoring, putting drives together. But hats off to Indiana, man. One hell of a season, that's for sure. Indiana came into this game, favored it, and they looked great. And I thought their defense really stepped up. They showed a lot. So I was very impressed with how Indiana's defense played overall. And then also when it came down to the clutch moments, the offense got the job done. We saw Fernando Mendoza scoring on fourth down. They went for it on fourth down quite a few times, and I think they got it on every fourth down they went for. So, yeah, just hats off to Indiana. Kirk Cignetti's done a hell of a job. This team was dominant all year. Looked great. This game was a good game. Yeah, I kind of agree. I was kind of waiting to see if Indiana would blow it out, but man, Miami's defense played really well, kept them in the game. Like you said, Carson Beck had a chance in that offense, and they were moving the ball, and then he was trying to get a little too much. little greedy in my opinion.
Yeah.
Trying to do too much and kind of came back and bit them. But yeah, this Indiana defense, man, they were good. They were legit. Yeah, a great national championship game.
Yeah, one of the best we've seen in a while. But yeah, this one, came down to the wire, and yeah, I just love the fact that we had a great football game. At the end, we were glued to the TV. That's for sure. And it
Oh,
kept,
yeah.
It was something you definitely didn't want to miss, really.
Yeah, I thought I would be able to pick up a game on Garrett there towards the end when Miami was driving. It looked like, man, they got a real shot here,
They had a chance, man. They had everything they needed right in front of them, and yeah, they just couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
I thought for sure. I was like, this game's over. Indiana lost. They gave Miami the ball with enough time to go down. Dude, no, it's that dang penalty our Indiana took. They would have easily had the first down. It was it second and one or third? It was second and one, wasn't it? And then they got the penalty.
Yeah.
And then
they got a
Miami's
start.
defense held off on that third down to stop them, and it really stunned their drive. And I was like, man, y'all. It really hurt him. But Cincinnati was going nuts on that sideline because something about the clock wasn't reset, I think. It was something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Indiana, you saw them made a little more mistakes, the penalties and whatnot, more than they had, I think, all year. So, yeah. So, I mean, it was all there for Miami and all there for the taking. So, but Indiana, man, they find a way to win.
Yeah, that's
a dang good team. Very impressive this year. Very impressive.
All right, we'll go on. Y'all ready to move on to helmet stickers?
Go ahead. Yeah,
hey, let's get the helmet comments yet?
Yeah,
I told people to tune in.
Yeah, let me see on Facebook. I don't have anybody commented on the national championship game. And they let them play. That's the other thing that we didn't talk about. And they were right before the game. They said this Big 12 crew. Was the crew out of the Big 12, and they said they usually let them play. And there's a point where, you can't let them go too far where people are getting absolutely hurt. But, I mean, there was a lot of jersey pull in and that, but it was both sides. So, you got to say that both teams, got away with, defensive penalties that you would have normally seen called that weren't called. But it was both sides, so I thought the officials let them play, and I thought it made for a better game because you hate seeing flags play after play. I mean, there were some offensive holding calls. I was yelling, "Hey, that's holding!" But it went both ways. So
yeah, I'd agree with that, and I kind of like that. I think this whole college football playoffs of watching all these games and everything. I think the officials have done a really good job of letting the players play. Obviously calling some blatant penalties, but for the most part, they're letting the boys play. When you're receiver and corner going, grabbing each other the whole way down the field and then want to pass interference, like you're both doing it, we're just letting y'all play. So I like it.
That's right. So, all right. Well, we'll go on to helmet stickers. And you were talking about, we were kind of at odds a little bit for offensive player, I guess, but Kyle made the decision to go with Mark Fletcher, which, he was a big impact player for Miami, and that's for sure.
Hey, we've seen it on a Super Bowl team winning a player winning the MVP that wasn't even the winning team for defense. That happened with the Cowboys when they didn't win a championship. He was named their defensive MVP was one of the Cowboys players, and they didn't even win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I felt like Fletcher was one of these people that definitely stood out and made a huge difference in this game. He had his first rushing touchdown of all the playoffs in this game. He had actually had 2 touchdowns, but he did get his first one of all the playoff games, which it was exciting to see that. But he definitely made a huge difference. He had a 57-yard run, a touchdown run, which definitely changed the momentum, I felt like, after that point. They really got it going. I felt like Miami's offense really clicked after that. But, he did a phenomenal job. Physical, great runner. God, great blocker, too. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I would agree. I mean,
yeah, he was a little upset with a guy named Tucker on the other side. There was
Yeah, that's after
something
the
that
game. Everybody's
happened.
a little heated.
Yeah, there was something happened during the game that we noticed that Fletcher was pretty upset with him. We don't know if he stepped on him or something else happened, but you know he carried that over after the game. But hey, that's the kind of emotional guy he is, and you know. I always say this. I kind of take the line from another radio host in which, you know, I'm not out there looking for son-in-laws if I'm a head coach. I'm looking for guys that are willing to really leave it all out there. I mean, they don't have to be of. They have to have a mean streak. Put it that way. Now they may not be my son-in-law, but they have to have a little bit of mean streak if you're looking out for players that will really give it their all.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I was giving you, I was giving you crap earlier, Kyle, because yeah, I mean, Mark Fletcher, he's been a huge part of this offense, and he's had a great run this playoff season or these playoffs. I think he's had over 100 yards every game. Huge spark, totally deserving for Offensive Player of the Week. I agree, but you know, someone like Fernando Mendoza and some of those offensive players.
He didn't even have a touchdown pass or as many. I think he only had like 166 yards passing, so I didn't really give him anything.
I mean,
they really shut him down, and you could see it. The pass rushes were killing him.
Yeah, I mean, it was
got to the quarterback.
It was definitely the running game. You know,
that design run was amazing. That was a phenomenal call by the coach. That was so unexpected for Miami. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But what about some of them back shoulder throws that they kept completing?
Yeah, to Becker. Yeah.
Yes.
And
some of those are big time plays, man. Becker had a good game.
Yeah, and you know they said he hadn't missed a pass all year. Every pass that was thrown to him, he caught.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. That's awesome. How about some dang good
their
stats
wide
there.
receivers sure were blocking though. Man, Miami wide receivers know how to block.
Hey, Miguel did tune in, and he said, "Didn't Scattaboo win offensive player when they lost to Texas?"
Probably. Yeah, he threw a touchdown.
I think so.
Yeah, and so you see guys like that. Even though Mark Fletcher didn't win it for this one, obviously they tend not to put somebody from the opposite team on the stage when they give out the MVPs and such. But I do agree with Kyle with the Mark Fletcher as far as the toughness. And,
well, if you don't agree, then say something. No,
but they did, but they did make Miguel. Thanks for tuning in, by the way, and so.
Just saw that, man. Yesterday.
Yeah, it's a fun game, and guys like Fletcher make it fun and make it exciting. Just like when you see in hockey, you see those guys fired up, man, and they go at it. So,
hey, we just saw a fight with the goalies going at it for the first time. I don't know how long. The goalies dropping gloves and actually going ham on each other.
Who was it? I mean, which teams was it? Do you remember which team?
The Sharks and the Panthers.
Oh, my God.
The Panthers are getting their butt kicked.
Yeah, the goalie comes all the way down from the other side and singles out the other goalie. And everybody stands back. Nobody's like, we're not interfering with these guys. We're letting them go. I mean, no other players were there. They just let them go. It says, wow, goalies are going at it. What's going on here, man? So, anyways, back to football. And we'll have a show or two on the NHL when it gets closer to the playoffs. So now, Kyle, tell us why you had Jamari Sharp as the defensive player for Indiana.
There's only one reason. Like, I was looking at all the players. I was like, crap, they don't have any tackles compared to Miami. And I'm just like looking down, and I was like, "There's got to be. Hopefully, there's an interception." I was like, "Oh wait, there was." So I gave him the player of the game because he made a huge interception at the end of the game. Yeah, definitely made them win the championship. Like that's easy pick. Definitely made the huge. Yeah, that's why I put him as the MVP.
Yeah, but my take on it, there was a lot of run support that he brought up. And I know Fletcher still had the big game, but there was still some good run support by Jamari Sharp as well. Even when he's out there, he still made some big plays, on the run. But Garrett, you had any comments on Sharp?
Yeah, no, I like this one. Yeah, I mean, obviously he got the interception to seal the game. He had a fantastic game, in my opinion. I mean, I think this Indiana secondary played pretty well for most of the game, and yeah, like you were talking about, coming up and helping in the run support, making key tackles. I mean, 5 solo tackles is pretty dang good. And they had another defensive back, the guy that got the interception last week against Oregon to start the game.
Bonds?
Man, he was he was a dog, man. I was really impressed with how he played. I think he's like a 5'9" corner. He's one of the top draft prospects going in this next year's draft. And so I was like, man, I really liked him, actually. I know he's he's on the little short side for a defensive back, but man, I really like the way he played as well. So yeah,
he's
Indiana really
5'9".
found some really good. Yeah, but Indiana found some real good players.
He went 5 total tackles, which were all 5 solo tackles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, he made some key tackles. That's what I was kind of hitting at. But yeah, no, this Indiana secondary played overall really well, in my opinion. I mean, definitely wasn't any easy passes for Carson Beck in that Miami offense.
Yeah, their top 3 tacklers were all in their secondaries.
Yeah, a lot of big help for sure.
Yeah, well, I guess, Kyle, y'all wanted to move on to some of the news that's going on around the league, and
I feel like that segment took way too long, but yeah.
No, but it's good to talk about those guys because of what they brought for their teams, and I think that's it. And Miguel says he was glad to be here. That's the comment he brought in. So, and then hopefully in the future I'll get the social media up there too. I have a program that works with this system that I'll get up there eventually. So, all right, so. Kyle, for college football news, you had some the top 10 transfer portal rankings that came out, and you wanted to show us what you had.
Oh, yeah. These top 3 quarterbacks, though, are going to make probably the biggest impact, I think, for all 3 of these teams, really. For sure you got Drew. Drew's definitely, he learned this last season as a freshman. I feel like he's going to clean up a lot of things for next year, and he's going to be more veteranized, I would want to say, for this Oklahoma State. He's going to do a great job there, be a great leader, I believe. And they're bringing over their coach, so they're still going to have their good connection and everything. And then Cincinnati quarterback going to Tech is a huge deal for Tech, I feel like. He's a veteran quarterback. He had crazy pass stats, passing yards. And he did a phenomenal job with Cincinnati. I felt like Cincinnati was actually a decent team this year. They just fell short to a couple of games that they needed to win. But he did a great job leading those teams, which he's going to come back next year as a senior, which would be great because we need a good veteran quarterback. And then definitely Sam Levitt is a dog. This man can run. He could do it all, really. He's going to do a phenomenal job with this LSU team. And I'm excited for LSU this next season to watch Sam Levitt because he could do it all, really. He's a magic man, I'm telling y'all. And then, we got an offensive tackle. He didn't decide where he's going yet from Colorado. He's a phenomenal tackle, though. He's a sophomore. He's still pretty young. And then you got an edge rusher from Ole Miss that's a dog.
I heard Texas is pulling hard for Jordan Seaton from Colorado.
See, but do you know what I don't understand? The transfer portal closed already. How are these people still transferring?
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, you wonder if
is it like National Signing Day, almost exactly the same thing where you could commit still after that, or what?
I believe so. I don't know exactly. I don't know how they have the rules for the transfer portal. But,
yeah, I mean, I know that they show it's open and then they close it to. I think is it closed tomorrow though? Actually, doesn't it?
No, I thought it was the 16th. Okay. I looked it up and it said you only have 15 days.
Yeah, I thought maybe they gave them an extra week, but let's see.
It might be an extra day for the people that were in the national championship, but not Colorado.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
In Texas, right? So, yeah, but
I don't know how that works.
I like the list though that you got because it kind of really shows where they go. I mean, Messmaker I think is going to be a standout. He follows his coach as well, right over from North Texas to Oklahoma State.
I think the whole North Texas team is going to Oklahoma State now.
I don't
Apparently,
know
they got the
about the
mascot going, and
Yeah,
they're renaming the stadium over there to North Texas. No, I did hear someone joking around about that. Like the whole mascot's going to Oklahoma State now. Everyone's going to
Yeah.
Oklahoma State now.
well, if you go look in
but-
your notes, it says 54 commits going to Oklahoma State. That's why they're so high ranked in the transfer portal. That's the only reason. They got a new head coach.
Yeah, because they got all of North Texas coming.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I will say, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that, yeah, if you want to look at the teams, but what the team.
No. Yeah.
No, not yet. Okay.
We got a couple. I got definitely Cam Coleman. Hey, look out this man to help Arch Manning become the next Heisman, really. He's going to help his campaign out a lot. I feel like Cam Coleman is definitely going to make a huge factor, I think, at Texas. But he's going to do a phenomenal job for Arch Manning, I think. And they're definitely going to have to bracket this player and shut him down, I feel like. As a defense, that's what I would be looking at for Cam Coleman. He's a huge standout player, great wide receiver, very fast. He could do it all, really, too. He's going to be a huge deal for Texas, though, especially with Wingo going back. I feel like Arch Manning definitely has a huge chance of winning the Heisman, just because his wide receivers are great, but they have good running backs coming back too. But yeah,
Well, they're picking up new running backs in the transfer portal. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is Cam Coleman. I mean, Texas last year, I think one of their biggest weaknesses was they're at the receiver position. So having a good big time receiver come in is going to make a lot of difference. What about James Smith there coming from Alabama to Ohio State? I think that would be a good pickup for Ohio State. Ohio State's known for having good defensive linemen over the years and one of the best defenses in the country this last year. So adding more and more, there's a lot of holes to fill in that Ohio State defense with players going to the draft and everything. So that'll be good for them. And of course, Tech's got another defensive lineman coming in from Wake Forest. No surprise there. I think Tech's going to have a really good season next year. Plus, they're having a really good transfer portal and recruit signing. So Tech's looking really good right now. I could talk about Ohio State and Texas, but we all know they're always pretty good in the running. So not too worried about those two teams.
Yeah.
Are y'all ready to go to
Kyle,
see
can
the
you
players
say
or the teams?
Can you say number 10, Mateen? Can you say his
Why are
last
you
name?
making fun of me? This isn't a spelling bee. Mateen
Abiraboba.
Algarado, something like something weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Abiraboba.
Abiraboba.
Hey, well, you better get used to hearing it in Lubbock.
You're gonna have to get used to that. Yeah, if he's on the defensive line.
They sound crazy in Lubbock.
Yeah, I better not get used to saying David Bailey and freaking Hunter or Lee Hunter or something like that. I was like, oh my god, those are easy names to remember.
Yeah.
And so
Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah, now your rankings for the 2026 transfer football team rankings.
Just the transfers,
I
right?
didn't
Not
realize
recruits.
this, but yeah, look at the average ratings too. Texas is one of the highest average ratings. Or no, Notre Dame does, but Texas is right behind them. So
Yeah.
that's pretty good, I think. Texas, even though Texas only has 16 going over, I thought Texas would pick up more in a way. But Texas did pick up 2 good running backs, and I believe, and a great wide receiver for sure. But they had to fill. I believe they had to fill a couple of wide receiver spots too, and then definitely running back. They had 4 running backs leave, which were huge. I don't know why Wisner left. I don't know why he left at all, but he did. I guess they weren't paying him enough, but I was kind of surprised.
Miguel said, "Hook him." So
heck yeah,
always. But I know LSU picked up some big time wide receivers. We picked up like 6 to 5 wide receivers that were really good. So I was kind of shocked about that. And then we had a lot of offensive linemen leave that were really decent, which we had to fill that gap in. But Ohio State, I don't know who they're losing a lot of players because they're all going in the dang draft.
Yeah. Ohio State's losing more players at the draft than anything, but yeah. I mean, when you're looking at this list, a lot of it has to do with, some of the coaching changes and everything. You got teams like LSU obviously got brought in Lane Kiffin. That's going to bring in a lot of recruits or a lot of transfers. You know, Texas and Ohio State always are going to recruit well. They got a lot of NIL money, top tier program. You know, Ole Miss has got a new coach now, kind of the same aspect. Penn State, new coach. Oklahoma State, new coach. Kentucky, that's kind of a random one in there, you know. That's kind of just thrown in there. I was like, wow, Kentucky, good for them, you know. And
that's a
big
surprise. Yeah, I mean, 29 commits.
That's a lot of 3 stars
from the portal. But
hey, you get the right 3 stars. Shoot, it don't matter. It don't matter what star they are once the game starts, you know.
Yeah, well, look at Indiana.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at Justin Jefferson.
Yeah,
he came in only as a 2-star or 3-star, but ended up being one of the best players. Or he's doing a great job in the NFL for only being that low.
Kyle, watching the Navy All-American Bowl, I mean, we see it seemed to me for recruits, though, not transfer portal, but it seemed like for recruits, it was every other player going to Indiana. You know, it's like
Indiana is picking up players, man.
Yeah, winning begets winning, you know, and
I was going to say, when you win, it helps, that's for sure.
Yep.
Look at Bama, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're so good all those years, you know.
They're not in there. So, hey, April says hi. So, got to give a shout out to April. Thanks for tuning in.
Y'all ready to go to the next?
Yeah.
I got some things we can add at the end, but yeah.
Yeah, well, this is our final show, and this is it, man. So, all right. Let's see.
For college football.
Yeah, for college football. Yeah, for this season.
We're gonna do
and then we
sports.
start all over again in August or September. So
yeah,
buddy. Okay, so Kyle, got some new head coaches around the college football world. And,
I'll let Garrett do all of his teams, all of his conference, I guess, right?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I think, talk about your favorite conference.
There's not too many up there.
Well, I don't see the Southland on here.
You see Michigan, Kyle Whittington is probably the big one, I think, because he was there for 21 years? 19?
Yeah, no, it was like 23 or 26.
And if I'm not mistaken, he was going to retire or step down from the head coaching position, and then Michigan came calling, and he pretty much couldn't pass up that option. So
money talks.
I mean, you can't pass down a blue blood program like that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a young coach to come in at like 30 and just turn into like a huge power out, like somewhere like outstanding. Like he wins like 10 national championships for one team or something. I want somebody young to come in and stay there for 30 years.
Tough to beat experience, man.
Yeah, it really does. Especially when all of them come from Nick Saban, basically.
The one I like though is Matt Campbell going to Penn State. You know, Garrett, that's your Big Ten guy, and I mean Matt Campbell coming from Big 12 over to the Big Ten. I think, you know, he's going to bring some excitement, and he's hard-nosed football all the way.
Oh yeah, I mean, I personally really like Matt Campbell, and I like what he did at Iowa State. If anyone remembers, I mean, Iowa State was a joke of a program for the longest of time, and he made this into a winning program. He had some years where they lost some of these big time games that, you know, he kind of wanted to get back. And, you know, when he had Brock Purdy, there were some games that they lost that they probably shouldn't have and everything. But, you know, he's always put this program in the right position.
Right.
And he's always done a great job by this program, in my opinion, especially with the amount of talent the amount of talent that he had to work with. So going to Penn State, he's going to get top tier recruits. I think he's going to do a really good job there. And then James Franklin going from Penn State, you know, getting fired midseason, now going to Virginia Tech, which I'm very excited to see because I think he could do a lot of good things for this Virginia Tech team and bring in a lot of good players and hopefully get a quick turnaround like we see someone like Kirk Cinetti and some of these other guys, quick turnarounds. And
do you know what I always
really make a difference?
Thought was funny, though?
Funny.
See, I'm just like, after they fired their coaches, both of these teams on here I'm about to talk about started doing outstanding. You got UCLA started doing really good after they fired their coach. And then Penn State didn't look bad at all after they fired their coach, which I don't understand what was going on there. But it's just
I can
UCLA.
Tell you.
Yeah. UCLA came out of nowhere, I feel like. They had to win out, really, and they did.
Well,
I mean, it was a lot easier for a team like Penn State because Penn State had the talent. Like, they had the players to get the job done. They just slipped up a little bit and made some mistakes.
They
They
should have
weren't
beat
executing
Indiana.
as well, and then yeah, I mean, you get a little motivation and you got the talent to do it. I mean, and the players to do it with a little bit of motivation after firing your coach. I mean, they turned it around real quick. But yeah,
Hey, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus this saying. I'm just saying in general. Do you think any players would fire their head coach on purpose, like make them lose almost, or like telling their other like players to like help lose these games just to get their coach fired? Really, in a way. Do you think that's possible or not?
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you're only hurting
yeah,
yourself when you do that.
possible.
Yeah, I don't.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the coaches don't play the games you do, so I don't think you should. That should be one of the biggest factors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to tell what really goes on in a locker room and a practice facility and everything between coaches and players. But obviously there's disagreements and arguments. But at the end of the day, you want to play and win for yourself and your team, not necessarily. Doesn't matter who's coaching, in my opinion.
I'm just saying because imagine having a really young team and you're just like, "F it, man! I hate this coach," and you all just agree on it and just trash him.
No, I don't know. I think that's a little hard.
You know, but there's one coach I wanted to say that I thought he handled this situation better than, obviously much better than the way it went down with Lane Kiffin. But John Sumrall, when he went, he's going to Florida, he stuck with Tulane and said, hey, we're going to playoffs. Even before they were going to the playoffs, they didn't know because they had to play that game against North Texas, in the championship to have a shot. And the way he handled that going to Florida, knowing he was going to Florida, let his team was transparent. I thought that was a class act by John Sumrall.
Agreed. Yeah, no, I think they did it right. And I mean, same with JMU, if you remember, right? I think Bob Chesney,
right?
He was already going to take the job at UCLA while they were in the playoffs. He stayed on board and everything. And both coaches, I think, are really great coaches. I mean, look at the programs they had, and the success they had with both of those programs from year to year. So should be good stuff, especially for Florida. I mean, Florida needs it. Florida freaking needs it bad. They need someone in there.
I'd like to know one thing about Chesney and Sumrall. If Cignetti, if there's ties to all three of those coaches, because I know Bob Chesney had some ties to Cignetti, at Indiana, but I thought John Sumrall also, because I think they come out of that same mold. Hey, they're class acts, and they make sure their players know that, hey, they care about them, but we're going to let you know up front, and you're not going to hear it from the press.
Yeah. On ESPN, it has all the notes and the ratings of each of these coaches, like rating them, and then it has a bunch of notes about them and like where their history was and stuff. I didn't include that because I didn't want us to ramble about every single one of them. But it has it on ESPN. It tells you a lot about them.
Yeah.
And what their past is.
But if I remember right, there's some ties all there to those two coaches, and there's a reason why they're successful, because they follow a system that, probably stems, at the top of that family tree is probably Nick Saban somewhere, and it filters down. So, yeah. So.
Yeah, no. Right. Like you were saying, Lane Kiffin, man, the last time he left Tennessee to go to Ole Miss, I felt like it was Tennessee to Ole Miss. I believe it was. They were rioting, and Tennessee hated him, and they absolutely hated him. But I guess Ole Miss didn't really care because they were in the playoffs. They had they had other stuff to focus on, really. So I guess they didn't really get as mad as before when he left Tennessee. They were They have a show about it, about the fans going nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, and at the end of the day, I think Ole Miss is going to be fine. I think they got a good coach coming up, and they got good players and everything. Right. And now we'll see if LSU can get some success going. They need it too, man.
I'm excited.
They've had rough years. With the amount of talent they bring in every year, they should be a lot better. That's all I got to say.
LSU's going to be in the top 10 next year, I'm telling you. In the rankings.
Maybe preseason. We'll see how long it lasts.
Hey, for a moment.
Yeah, like this year until they played Ole Miss.
Yeah.
We were ranked in the top. Okay, like looking back now, guys, at some of these teams, you're just like, nah. LSU was ranked in the top 4 when they played Ole Miss, ranked number 6. After that game, LSU just fell off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at a team like Clemson was number 3.
And we put up the subscribe button.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
sure everybody subscribes and likes and follows. That helps us out. And anybody
LSU
want to
didn't
sponsor the
finish
show,
this-
always welcome to do it.
Never mind.
Just get in touch with us through Facebook, through Kyle Dietert, or just give us a little note. We'll be happy to do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So next up, right? Are you ready, Kyle, to go to the next topic? I'm sure Garrett
Hey,
is.
we don't talk about the rankings, right?
Huh? Yeah,
We
if
don't
you
wanna-
want
we
to
don't
talk
talk
about the
about the
rankings, hey, yeah, we can talk about the final rankings. We don't have the graphic for it, but go ahead.
Yeah.
We,
Well, we could
I'll
talk
back up.
about it, but everybody could just go look on ESPN for the final rankings. It's not that hard to do. But yeah, you got Indiana 1, Miami 2, Ole Miss 3, Oregon 4, Ohio State 5, Georgia 6, 7, Texas Tech, 8, Texas A&M, 9, Alabama,
I don't agree with that
10,
one.
Notre Dame, 11, BYU, 12, Texas, Oklahoma 13, 14, you got Utah, Vandy 15, 16 Virginia, 17 Iowa, 18 Tulane, 19 James Madison, 20 USC, and then 21 Michigan, 22 Houston, 23 Navy, and then 24 North Texas, and then finally 25 TCU.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like them put Alabama at 9. I still think they should have dropped even further back, and
You
moved.
think they should be below, right behind Texas, right?
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah.
That would be I would move Texas to 10.
I still would have put I would have put Texas in front of BYU, but
Yeah, I mean, and move Notre Dame up to 9.
And they finally moved
after it's all
Oklahoma because Texas beat them.
said. Say that
But they
again,
got it
Kyle.
right finally.
final rankings.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is at this point. We already crowned a national champion and
Yeah.
a very well deserving national champion. I felt like this year, one of the first undefeated seasons in a while, and plus 16-0, man. Hasn't really been done before, but that's because we haven't played as many games. But
Since
pretty
1884, you go all the way back
Yeah.
to Yale in 1884. Isn't that crazy?
yeah,
And they played 16 games back then. That's crazy.
that's
I
even
mean-
crazier to me.
Hey, there's no helmets at that time. I
Sweet.
don't even think they had the leather helmets. It was just when people
Yeah.
died playing football a lot, like
I thought it was just Harvard and Yale playing against each other. I didn't know there was other teams. Like 16
Yeah.
games, it's crazy.
yeah, it is. And at that, I can only imagine. All right, well, we'll just throw this up there on this screen. You got the Pick'em records. Look who wins the
Hey.
postseason. Hey, I still had the regular season, but we'll give it to Garrett. Postseason's always much harder. So
Yeah.
13-11.
Well,
It's not.
It's a little easier because you already see the teams all year. You kind of know, have an idea what to expect.
but
Even
when-
though we still
Oh, yeah, the
went,
bowl
we
game is the
barely hit
hardest one.
500.
And when you go on
The
cross
bowl games were
conference,
the hardest.
go ahead, say
Yeah,
that again,
cross-
Kyle. Yeah,
Yeah, you already heard me. The bowl games are the hardest.
because it's
You don't know who's gonna play.
Everybody's leaving.
You're no longer playing interconference games now, and so that does make it tougher. But hey, I went for it. I thought Miami could have the upset. They were this
Oh,
close.
they were right there.
Yeah, they were right
Yeah.
there. I would have tied you up, Garrett, in that one. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Kyle in the middle of the pack. At least Kyle, you were 500. So I was below 500 this season. So I think Miguel. Miguel says merch. Do we have any merch we could get out there? I was like, we were talking about it, so that'll be
Yeah,
the
we're
next
gonna
step.
try.
So
Hey, we're getting there. We don't have freaking 50 subscribers yet. Okay, we're working on it.
Yeah, we got to get more subscribers, get the word out, share it, and we'll get that out of there.
Miguel, advertise while you're at work.
All right, so I've got this next segment that it said what your final thoughts from this 2025 into 2026 season.
Oh, what was I
your
gonna talk
thoughts. So Kyle, did you have your thoughts put together?
Yeah, I had a bunch. God dang it.
Oh boy, yeah. Well, they're all
Okay,
scrambled
well,
up in
we have
that head of
Dante
yours.
Moore coming back. next year, which I would put him up there as one of the favorites for the Heisman next year because he is a veteran quarterback and he came back. He's coming back. Oh, and then Texas Tech's 2 running backs are coming back. We got Cam, and then we got Williams coming back. We got some dogs coming back for Texas Tech. I'm excited about that. We got both the starting running backs coming back. So yeah,
And
Texas
Brendan
should be pretty
Sorsby,
loaded
man.
next year. What, Dirk?
Yeah, Brendan Sorsby. Brendan Sorsby's a dang good quarterback too. I think he'll fit right into Texas Tech system, and he should do a good job there.
They won't have to change
Now, if
his
y'all can get some defensive players, that's going to be the most important thing. If y'all's defense is as good as this year.
He won't have to
I
change his
believe
colors
that
much.
a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead, Kyle. I
Oh,
stepped
yeah.
on you.
No, yeah, not at all. Yeah, nah. You're good, David.
All right.
And then my last comment was that Duke is suing their original quarterback that is leaving because he transferred out, which that quarterback is supposed to be really good. I believe he's going to Auburn. I believe. Or Miami. No, I think it's Miami. The U.
Make it,
I
yeah.
believe.
Get your
I
facts
believe he's
right.
going to the U.
You got a bunch of fact
Yeah, okay.
checkers out there.
Okay, yes, I know. I
Miguel
believe it
says,
is
y'all
the
get
U.
there. Just don't forget about me when the ESPN gives y'all your own show.
Miguel, I won't
Well,
forget
that would be
about
nice.
Thank you, Miguel.
Yeah, no, I believe. Okay,
But,
Gary, you can say your final thoughts real quick.
My final thoughts. I mean, it was an exciting year for sure. It was a really great year. You know, you look at a team like Indiana. Obviously, we talked about Indiana a lot and what they've done. But to bring home one of their first Heisman Trophy to Indiana, Fernando Mendoza, bring home a national championship, they've never done. First time since 1990 something, since a team's won their first national championship. You know, since then it's all teams that have already won before. So, yeah, no, real exciting year. I mean, it was a little disappointing for us. I mean, I thought Ohio State, Texas Tech, and Texas would be a lot better this year. So I'm a little disappointed. I thought Ohio State was a team that, man, if they would have just beat Miami, I think they could have won it all. But, you know, it's okay. There's always next year. Good thing all 3 of those teams recruit well, and we'll be perfectly fine next year. I have no doubt about that. So, yeah, exciting year, man. I mean, how often do we get to see a number 10 seed barely make it into the playoffs, playing in the national championship against an undefeated Indiana team, one of the worst programs in college football history? So, pretty cool stuff, man. They're gonna write a movie about this. They're gonna write a movie about it, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll be at least a 30 for 30 or something, you know. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, my final thoughts on the season is going to be based on the fact that what's NIL has done to the game, and what I didn't mean to steal your thunder, Kyle, but
No, you didn't. I thought it was something brand new.
But
Well,
my final thoughts are teams like Indiana, teams like Texas Tech, you know, that have been out of the picture for a while, and Indiana obviously forever. You know, they just coming in the last 2 years. And what I mean by that, yeah, Lee Corso took them to, you know, their first bowl win. So, but you look at what NIL has done for teams, and I'm looking at a team that when you showed the graphics for the teams that had the rankings for the team, the portal transfers, you know, Kentucky may be that other team coming up and coming. I don't know that, but I would like to think that. And you'd have teams that just don't get to see the time of day as much. North Texas, another one that we saw from this year, you know, that jumps into the rankings. And, you know, when's the last time you see North Texas in the top 25 as consistently as they had this year, you know? So, so all those factors combined with good recruiting and being able to develop those players with good coaches. I mean, obviously it does start with the coach because the players want to play for you. You got to, you know, before you can, you know, just bring in anybody. Oh, let's bring this guy in. Let's bring this guy in. Or talk about players. You know, you bring them in and you got to be able to mold them and put them together, piece them together. So you still got to have that coach, and that coach is still the key to put all that together. But you get the coach.
And they have to fight.
I'm sorry?
No, it's like you got to have them buy in. I mean, that was
Yeah.
something we always talked about, even back when we played football. You got to buy into the program. You got to buy in, or it's just not going to work. But
That's
yeah,
right.
keep
You're
going.
exactly right. So my final thoughts on the season: you see teams like Indiana, Texas Tech, again, North Texas, those type of teams with NIL that you hadn't seen in a long time. Come up in the ranks the way they did, and you still see the Alabamas. Yes, you still see the Georgias. You still see those, but now you see other teams in the mix, and I don't think that would have been possible, before NIL. And so now you're seeing this coming together, and I'm looking forward to next year because hey, what team's going to come up? What team's going to be out there? And my early pick is probably looking at not necessarily going to win it all like Indiana did, but Kentucky is going to be in the top 25, I think, next year. We'll see.
Hey, you know what? I mean, that new North Texas team, aka Oklahoma State, might be a team to watch out for too.
Yes, sir.
I will say that, just to piggyback off of what you said, Dad, real quick. But like, I think NIL, you mentioned all the good, like kind of the good side of it, Indiana, the Texas Tech teams that had real success, but there also is, a bad side of it and the bad side of the transfer portal. I mean, not every player you bring in is going to work out. You look at I look at a team like LSU or some of these teams that, preseason ranked top 10 and just completely fell off, and they're supposed to have the top tier recruiting class, top tier transfer portals, and it didn't work out. So I mean, the grass isn't always greener on the other side.
That's right.
But and it's like it depends on who fits into your culture, who buys in, who makes the team. And Indiana figured it out. I think a team like Tech kind of figured it out, like you were saying. But there's still a lot of teams that are trying to figure that kind of out, but it all starts with coaching too.
But I do want to say the other bad side to it is those teams that have developed the player. Got them as a recruit, let's say like a UTSA or Texas State or, you can name a few out there. Let's say Coastal Carolina or those type of teams that are developing player, put them together and make this player, at a point to where, he's really good. And then you get an LSU, Ole Miss or Alabama or somebody, or Texas Tech now, and just pluck them out. And, you started getting a good team together, and then now, poof, they're gone. So that's the bad side of it, for these teams that are developing players and putting them together, and then they're just taken away. So there is, good and bad, but I do like the fact that if you get the right people together, the right coaches, you can pull in a team and put together a team that will do great. Kyle?
I said it just doesn't matter. No, okay. Okay. Darian Mensah from Duke they said 100% committed to Miami, but Duke is suing him because he's an NAIA deal. I guess with them, associated with them with a contract of I guess if he leaves, the contract or something like that is gonna.
Oh yeah.
He's basically being sued by Duke.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works,
issue.
the NIL deal.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a breach of contract issue there, and they're not going to go into all the details. Obviously, I'll let that play out in court.
But the other thing that I saw is they changed the Big 12 championship. Instead of noon on a Saturday, they changed till Friday at 8 p.m. I'm pretty sure. I'm for sure of it. I read about that.
Okay.
And then
cool.
I wanted to say happy birthday to Bailey because I know it's her birthday.
Oh wow! Oh, you took the time out to do the show, and that's good. I'm glad you could be here with us, Kyle, and then you get to say a big shout out to Bailey. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, up and coming, some of the shows that we were talking about, NHL, college basketball hoops when we get closer, but the big one,
March Madness,
Spurs,
Spurs, but bigger than that, NASCAR. And we'll talk about some NASCAR coming up in February. We'll be bringing some shows based on NASCAR as well, and hopefully we can sprinkle in a few shows if there's any up and coming news on college football as well. But we'll be going to a couple of shows for March Madness, and like we talked about, we'll be doing those for NHL when it comes close to the playoffs as well. So.
I know y'all don't want the show to go any longer, but College Game Day is supposed to be here this weekend at Texas Tech
for basketball.
For the basketball game. They're supposed to be here for college basketball on the 24th, but I don't know how that's going to work because it's supposed to snow here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's supposed to get really cold here.
Texas is going to beat LSU, Kyle. That's what Miguel said.
Oh, they are playing each other this year, right?
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That puts you just like Garrett with.
It depends how they're both doing, really.
Yeah.
Hey, all I know is Texas and Ohio State start off the season in Austin, so
that's good.
Yeah, we already got a reserve spot for a trailer outside.
Yeah, we'll tailgate it and we'll just.
Did we get sideline passes?
Yeah, we'll get the press pass. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. We'll talk to Pat Bagassi.
We'll spend like $1,500 maybe on them, but yeah, it'll be fun.
Well, we'll have to start a GoFundMe. We'll have to put the fund indicator at the top for to go to it.
Hey, does anybody know anybody out there? I know somebody's grandpa that is named after this, or great grandpa, right? Named after the stadium.
Yeah. Brett Royal. Yeah, and for Darrell Royal Stadium. So, yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it, folks. Keep watching out on Facebook, and Kyle has the Instagram. For Triple D Hot Takes, and on Kyle Dietert's Facebook. Look for that as well, and we'll keep you posted on what show's coming up next. So, guys, it's been fun. And what we used to say, it's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun. How about that?
Yeah.
So, all right.
100%.
So, subscribe, like, follow, do all the good things that you do for us on social media. We're glad you got to tune in tonight, as this is our final show for this season of college football. Can you believe it? We did every week for college football. That's pretty amazing. I didn't know.
I can believe it.
Yeah, and that was including this one, 22 weeks of shows. So, all right, yeah. So, yeah, that's a lot, right? All right. Well, thanks to Kyle putting all the graphics and stuff together. Garrett, thanks for always being there with your very good analytics there. You've got a good way of analyzing the games and putting it together. And we'll see y'all. And next time, whenever that'll be, on Triple D Hot Takes.